Greetings, blessed viewers. I'm Charlotte. From the halls of Congress to the nation's schoolhouses, citizens of the United States can be heard reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, in which they proudly refer to their country as one nation under God. This sentiment reflects the American people's deep recognition that their destiny was, is, and always will be steered by the most steady hand of the Providence. The open-hearted Americans praise you for your can-do attitude and your sincere devotion to helping those in need. Welcome to today's program, New Revelations on President Donald Trump, God-chosen leader of America and bringer of world peace. On January 20th, 2017, a beacon of light stepped into the highest office of the United States.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
His Excellency Donald J. Trump, a laureate of a Shining World Peace Leader Award and Shining World Leadership Award for Compassion, and 45th President of the United States, spent his 4-year term in the White House bringing nothing but peace and prosperity to the American people and the world.
United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Hailed as a true man of the people, for the people, his unique background as a non-politician aided him in the battle against corruption in politics, while years as a successful business magnate helped him broker peace in the Middle East, Korea, and other regions for the first time in decades. Indeed, many have lauded the Trump era as the best of times. Others have praised President Trump as being the best president since Abraham Lincoln. But in November 2020, the pendulum swung back towards the negative power when Joe Biden was named the 46th president in what many have identified as a rigged election. For this, the people of America and the world have paid dearly ever since, as widespread war, runaway inflation, and out-of-control migration have shaken the U.S. to its very core and left its future bleak and uncertain. Then, on November 15th, 2022, a ray of light shined again through the darkness.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Since announcing his re-election campaign, President Trump has remained the clear front-runner for the Republican nomination, gaining record-setting support from voters in state primaries while winning over nearly all electoral rivals with endorsement after endorsement. Reassured by his highly successful first term in office, prominent politicians, business people, and many others around the globe have joined in, expressing their support and faith in President Trump.
I am glad to endorse President Trump.
I believe Donald Trump will win. I will support the president. I will support President Trump.
What was it like under Trump? We've had the best of times.
Trump was the best president since Abraham Lincoln. How can I say that? Because I got my eyes open, right? He brought peace to the Middle East. He closed the border. He made us an energy exporter.
Trump did good in 4 years. He loves the country. He helped the people. What he did in 4 years is you can't measure anything up to it.
With Donald Trump, the proof is in the pudding. We have a candidate who not just talked the talk, but walked the walk. And with his appointments and his policy initiatives in the first term, things like ending the spread of HIV/AIDS in 10 years, things like calling for an international decriminalization of homosexuality at the United Nations, the first time that's ever been done. He has a portfolio and a track record as a businessman and a philanthropist, but now as a politician of actually fighting for equality and inclusion.
African Americans for Trump.
Because he goes through stuff we go through. He's been shot at. Y'all getting to see through him what we live every day.
Not only did he pass the First Step Act, but he also made it illegal for them to chain women to the bed during their childbirth. So not only did he just sign one of the most historic forms of criminal justice reform legislation to ever hit this nation, overturning the '94 crime bill that massively incarcerated Black America, freeing nearly 20,000 people to this day. The First Step Act.
President Trump gave us opportunity zones in our communities right throughout America. President Trump signed a historical criminal justice reform. They got a lot of people coming home now.
Yeah, I would do it, Trump.
You're the man.
I think he does some great things for a lot of my brothers in the music industry.
Personally, I love the man. I mean, how could you not like if a real man? I believe Donald Trump, he's going to tell you how it is. He's going to give it to you straight. He's not going to, be a hypocrite and stab you in the back.
Think about uniting this country. He gave the highest level of funding for historically Black colleges and universities in the history of the country. We have the most inclusive economy, 7 million new jobs, the lowest unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanics, Asians, a 70-year low for women, and a 50-year low for the majority population.
His message really was out of unity and hope for the country.
Trump came out and he said, I don't care what you look like. Let's get this money, let's get this work, let's unite, and we're all Americans. So I thought that was the perfect message.
Latinos for Trump.
A lot of politicians always promise through the years, but all of us know, the world knows, everybody's experienced it. The best president the world has seen, this country has ever seen. His name is President Trump.
A lot of Latinos, we stand strong next to President Trump. Let's make America great again. Let's go.
As a minister, president of the New York Hispanic Clergy Organization, I want to join you in having the Bronx great again. Please accept this Democrat, this Black Puerto Rican with a kinky hair and a broken English. Please accept my endorsement for you as a president. Thank you very much.
Young people for Trump.
President Trump has been willing to take a stand. He's taken a stand on protecting children.
What do you love about President Trump?
Everything.
You want to go back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Trump.
Coming from the young people themselves, is that they feel like he's honest. They really feel like this is somebody who's talking to them and not just saying what they want to hear.
I'm voicing my support tonight for the only candidate in this year's presidential race actively fighting for the interests of young Americans, and that would be Donald J. Trump. A vote for Trump is to secure a prosperous and free future for my generation.
With the second term for President Trump, we can not only expect a revitalization of the American economy, but also strong borders, preservation of our national identity, and no more foreign wars.
Champions for Trump.
I've known that man for over 35 years.
and he's always been the biggest patriot, and he still is. No matter the odds, he always finds a way to win. And when he's back in our White House, America is going to start winning again.
He's just a real individual that really loves the American people. You know, that side likes to push agendas, and Donald Trump's not about that. You know, he's the only president that ever said Jesus is his name, because none of these politicians, they'll say everything but Jesus. So shout out Donald Trump. I will be voting for him.
He signed more executive orders with reference to religious freedom than any other president, probably more than all of the others put together. He's the first president to attend a pro-life rally, the pro-life march. He has just been a friend of religion and of faith.
People of all faiths for Trump.
He made the Abraham Accords. When Donald Trump was in power, nobody dared to lift a finger. Not only did they not dare to start a war, but he actually harbored in peace with people that we never would have thought. We never would have thought would have peace with Israel. And Donald Trump's focus was bringing peace to the Middle East. And everybody says it. It's been a nice slogan forever. But Donald actually did it.
I believe that Trump is committed to a no-war situation, which means when Trump gets into office, that war between Israel and Hamas will stop.
I want to welcome in Amir Fakhrivar, a constitutional law professor at Texas State University in Houston.
When President Trump came to office, honestly, Iranian people, they have seen a new window of opportunity. They said, okay, this is the new sheriff in town. And President Trump is pretty famous inside Iran. You won't believe it, how famous he is.
In fact, President Trump has been more than any of his predecessors clear as his understanding of what the Iranian people want and his willingness to be in support of it.
Nem szólhatunk bele más országok választásaiba. De nagyon szeretnénk, ha Donald Trump elnök visszatérne az elnöki székbe, és békét csinálna itt Európa keleti felé.
President Trump is very transparent. He always says what he believed in. Main thing is to stop the war in the Middle East. That's a big accomplishment that the current administration failed to do.
Independence for Trump.
Don't you want a president who's going to get us out of the wars and who's going to rebuild the middle class in this country?
President Trump showed through his last administration, not only did he not start any new wars, he took action to prevent them by courageously meeting with adversaries, allies, partners, dictators. He would meet with whoever he needed to pursue peace.
Veterans for Trump.
Donald Trump risks his life for you. And Donald Trump risks his life for America because he believes that America is more important than the breath in his lungs and the beat of his heart. That's our president.
And President Trump, back in Commander-in-Chief, I would go back to re-enlist today. And I would storm whatever beach you want, my country needs me to fight again.
Donald Trump is turning into the champion of blue-collar voters. When he was president, he did cut a lot of bureaucracy, did support a lot of private sector. There was quite a lot of job growth.
Working-class Americans for Trump.
Donald Trump came into office, tore up the NAFTA agreement, which was horrible for American auto workers, and renegotiated the USMCA, which leveled the playing field so it's not as incentivized for our jobs and plants to go to Mexico. That alone is enough. But opening up ANWR in Alaska for oil drilling, got gas prices down below $2 a gallon, It's all of Biden's policies have basically hurt auto workers.
The steamfitters have voted in the poll. We have a 70% return in favor of President Trump.
Why?
Well, everything that's gone on the last 4 years, an open border, inflation, gas prices, oil, mortgage rates. I can go on and on.
Donald Trump just represents the return of the dignity of working class Americans.
I was one of the closest allies that President Trump had in Congress. He had a phenomenal first term. Those first 2 years, as you all know, we brought about the greatest economic numbers in the history of the world, not just the country.
Economic visionaries for Trump.
I think he gave a great vision for what Trump 2.0 economics looks like. And there's a big difference between what a Kamala administration and what his administration. Yes. We're talking about tax hikes versus tax cuts. We're talking about supporting small business.
On startups and technology, we are certainly among the best experts in the world. The future of our business, the future of technology, new technology, and the future of America is literally at stake. For a little tech, we think Donald Trump is actually the right choice.
And I see Trump having very, very specific policies around immigration, around AI, blockchain, as well as creating jobs. So you can look at the 2016 Jobs Act, which was a bipartisan effort. And he did a really great job creating more jobs, also investments in Black, brown communities.
And we see Trump and his policies, what he did with the Latinas. So Latinas were driving, we were leading on the boards on opening small businesses on the charts. And now we see with this administration, actually, the Latinas were the ones that got hurt the most. And I think not only that, that's just a little iceberg of everything else that Trump had to offer.
So when you look at the benefits 4 years under Trump or 4 years under Biden, the average American has done much better under Trump.
And I think that's really Trump's central message. Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? If you ask that question of voters today, because of the impact of inflation, the answer for many of them is no, especially in swing states.
The only one out there that I know has the experience to fix things. That's what he does. He fixes things.
And I must say, President Trump was right about the wall. President Trump, you are an inspiration. Thank you for that. We built the wall. Wall is the part of our safety. So President Trump was right.
He did all these things. He closed the border. He got our economy booming. He got working class wages up. Things were good under President Trump. They've gone to hell under Joe Biden.
Indeed, the disastrous policies and visible corruption of President Trump's so-called successor, Joe Biden, has led more and more Americans to see that the 2024 election is more than a race for the presidency. It is a fight for the very survival of the nation.
I've watched this guy in the White House. I can't believe what he does every day. I get up in the morning and I say, what the hell did he do today?
You contrast the two policies and the principles of Trump and Biden. It's not even close. Under President Trump, we had a thriving economy. We didn't have all these skirmishes around the world. We had relative peace because he projected peace through strength.
Trump, the choice of the world.
We saw the Biden withdrawal from Kabul. We saw the Taliban taking back over. That was followed by Putin invading Ukraine. The Chinese now rattling their sabers over Taiwan. We're in a very bad place. We have to recognize the leader of the Western world is America. Whether you like him or not, Donald Trump believes in peace through strength. He must win.
You look at his record. Who was the guy who actually gave the Ukrainians the Javelin anti-tank weapons, which were so vital in that initial defense of Kyiv? It was Donald Trump. When it came to the $61 billion, to the supplemental, President Trump played a very important role in reassuring congressional figures that this was a sensible thing to do.
Chinese Americans support Trump. All right. So the reason is the Democrat administration, Biden administration, lead this country towards socialism and eventually towards communist dictatorship. We came from China. We know this is the way. This is not like people here don't understand what is a communist is. We know communist is what communist is. That's why we support Trump.
Trump, the choice of law enforcement.
We were more prosperous and we were safer when he was here. Our members of 75 different counties wholeheartedly endorsed the Trump Vance ticket, and we are proud to do so.
During his time in the White House, we had a partner and a leader. Today, Mr. President, we stand with you. We stood with you 4 years ago when the public tried to defund law enforcement across this country, and we stand with you today.
This November, we have a choice to make. Continue the chaos, allow the criminal cartels to control the border, to allow drugs and fentanyl across our country, or put an end to it once and for all. On behalf of the 16,000 men and women represented by the National Border Patrol Council, we strongly support and endorse Donald J. Trump for President of the United States.
We did not have the border crisis that we have now. We did not have the humanitarian turmoil. We did not have the chaos. That's the number one thing.
Again, we have a slow motion invasion. If you parcel out the numbers from last December over a year of 3.5 million migrants in 1 year. That's more than the population of Arkansas. Working class wages are falling and war is breaking out everywhere.
We have to make radical changes because the American people are hurting. Hardworking families are struggling. We can't handle inflation. We can't handle these things. And these are the results of the policies of the Biden White House.
It is time to unite, to get behind President Trump. The stakes could not be higher. The contrast could not be more clear between the philosophies, positions the Republicans are taking and President Trump will be taking and what Joe Biden has done to this country. The voters will have a very clear choice in November of 24.
For the sake of our nation, we have to go with Donald Trump.
It's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America. Yes.
If you want to seal the border, vote Trump. If you want to restore law and order in this country, vote Trump. If you want to defeat the deep state, vote Trump. If you want to fight inflation, vote Trump. If you want to revive national pride in this country, vote Trump. If you want to revive our national identity in this country, vote Trump. If you want to make America great again, vote Trump. That's how we're going to win this in a landslide, and our best days as a nation are still yet ahead of us. Vote Trump, and that's how we do this. God bless you and your families and our United States. Vote Trump.
Etc. There are many more similar endorsements of President Donald Trump that we cannot show now for lack of space and time.
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God, and Supreme Master Ching Hai shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship
praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
President Trump's 2024 re-election campaign comes at a pivotal moment for Western civilization and indeed the world.
To every American who is petrified that Joe Biden's catastrophic weakness will bring our country to ruin, which he has a great chance of doing, I make you this promise as your president, and nobody else can say it. I will restore peace through strength, and yes, I am the only one that will prevent World War III, because we are very close to World War III.
As countless prophecies have foretold, the forces of darkness have wormed their way into the highest seats of power, corrupting all they touch through a superficial guise and a deceitful silver tongue.
And when you think of it, how important elections are, you'd have millions of people alive right now if the election wasn't rigged. They'd be alive. Ukraine, Israel, the attack would have never been made. All these people would be alive. The cities would be thriving.
To subdue the forces of corruption that have burrowed their way into the White House and other seats of global power, there must be a light, for only light can dispel darkness. Many have recognized President Trump as an instrument of the positive force, some years before he ever declared his bid for the White House.
Retired firefighter Mark Taylor was watching the news when Donald Trump came on the screen.
I didn't know a lot about Donald Trump. I just knew he was a very powerful businessman, built this empire. I knew he was toying with the idea of running for president at the time. So I'm listening to him on an interview, and all of a sudden I just heard the voice of the Lord say, "You're hearing the voice of a president."
Mark went into his office, got out a pen and paper, and started to write what he says the Holy Spirit told him.
You know, he was saying that basically that America was going to prosper like never before. Israel and America, the ties between the two countries would be stronger than ever before. The dollar would be the strongest it was ever been.
The economy is booming under this president.
We're up 254 points, 21,000 on the Dow.
It was very detailed as far as what God was showing me.
And Mark, this was 2011.
This was 2011.
Before he'd ever announced.
Before he ever announced.
Mr. Taylor believes President Trump's divine mission is not over, that he will win re-election and a second term in office to finish carrying out the Almighty's will.
The enemy's timeline has been denied by the Most High God, and it's through Donald Trump. A lot of this is being denied right now. And what God is saying right now is like, no, it's not time right now, because there's many, many things that God wants to accomplish on the earth right now.
Trump, the choice of heaven.
Our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, once said to us,
America needs him. He loves to help his people. The world wants him. He loves to conserve world peace. He should be president multiple times, like some previous presidents in the history of the United States of America.
Recently, a member of our Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association, All Vegans, also received revelations about the true higher form of President Trump, who revealed himself in her inner vision to be an emanation from the highest Buddha.
In my meditation, I saw a very tall heavenly being walking toward me, whom I later realized when he got closer was His Excellency Mr. Trump, the President of the United States. I was surprised. I used to think that President Trump's character and style were very unique, and I was not very interested in American politics. So why did he come to my inner realm? I guess it must have been the spiritual body of his higher self. His appearance looked exactly the same as his physical body, wearing a stiff knee-length coat with his trademark slightly curved blonde hair. He first bade hello to me and then kindly said,
"My child, do you still not recognize who I am?"
Of course I did not know. He suddenly transformed into a goddess with long hair parted in the middle, wearing an elegant crop top outfit like the flying aspera on the Chinese Dunhuang murals. However, not having enough knowledge, I still didn't recognize who she was. President Trump told me,
"I'm White Tara and Green Tara."
Not knowing much about White Tara and Green Tara except that they're goddesses of Tibetan Buddhism, I quickly searched on the internet. It turned out that when Kuan Yin Bodhisattva saw that there were too many unliberated sentient beings in suffering, she shed tears out of compassion, and the tears from her right eye turned into Green Tara of wisdom, while those from her left eye, the White Tara of compassion. If it's truly like that, then President Trump possesses both the qualities of wisdom and compassion of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. Then President Trump transformed again into a four-armed Kuan Yin Bodhisattva with four hands, among which the back arm holding a lotus was waving slowly. After a while, he changed back to his physical form, saying,
"Currently, this Trump body is just one of my incarnations. I've vowed to help Supreme Master Ching Hai pacify the earth. However, judging from the current situation, this wish is very difficult to be realized, as the karma of the earth is far too heavy to allow the working of our Buddha's grace."
He added,
"General Patton was also me. I indeed am the reincarnation of General Patton, as the legend says, and that's why I was born in this life with an appearance similar to General Patton."
I asked him politely, if you were re-elected President of the United States, would you be able to reverse the current dark destiny of the earth? He replied,
"My destiny this life was written like that. I will reverse the fate of the earth."
I respectfully asked again, will you conquer the dark force of the earth, like what General Patton did? Looking ahead with firm eyes, he said,
"I will definitely carry out my mission and remain unswerving. But now the positive force is weak. I hope the low morale of the positive side can be boosted by me. I am Green Tara and also White Tara. I will sweep away all dark forces, carrying out my destined mission, saving the earth."
He appeared as the four-armed Kuan Yin Bodhisattva again, constantly rotating. His tall and straight figure overlapped with Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, with his face being both President Trump and compassionate Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, standing on the clouds, holding a willow branch to sprinkle nectar water all over the earth. The world is ignorant, unable to recognize the wise. Who'd be able to know the true noble status of President Trump in heaven? In the Surangama Sutra, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva said herself, "To beings who would like to govern cities and towns, I will appear as a minister of state to teach them the Dharma so that they accomplish their goals." Here, a minister of state refers to the highest positions in the world, such as a president or prime minister, etc. The physical manifestations of President Trump lets us have one more modern verification of manifestations of compassionate Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. It is truly amazing. Abiding by the 5 precepts, I cannot tell a lie. Under the witness of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all heavenly gods, I disclose the true identity of His Highness President Trump in heaven. in the hope that all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and heavenly gods bless President Trump to smoothly succeed in his mission, for which I am deeply grateful.
And now we have a hotline from Tai in Taiwan, also known as Formosa.
挚爱的师父与无上师电视台团队，非常感谢师父与无上师电视台团队为地球持续奋斗不懈。每位显命来到地球的圣灵都有他们的使命，都用世间的各种职位作为伪装，在岗位上奋战。川普总统就是其中之一。在此分享2则关于川普总统受天堂支持的内在体验。6月27日，川普与拜登选举辩论中，川普总统大获全胜。4小时后，我观音打坐中看到天堂为川普总统举办了盛大的庆功会，大势至菩萨、普贤菩萨、文殊菩萨都出席支持。席间，川普总统致辞说，目前我们还无法放松警惕，必须继续努力。7月13日，川普总统遇刺。我在电视转播影片中用天眼看到有一位大佛隐身站在川普总统身后，用双手环抱之姿，在那一刻像是轻抖一下似的，护住了天选之人川普，让他惊险躲过暗杀。川普总统遇刺后虽血流不止，仍握拳高喊 Fight, Fight, Fight， 让全世界都不禁被鼓舞得热血沸腾，敬服赞叹。川普总统是观音菩萨在这世上的众多肉身化身显现之一。当晚我去观音菩萨在天上安住的南海紫竹林探望慰问菩萨时，他告诉我，因为川普总统生生世世为上帝而战，他就是巴顿将军的转世，即使在生死一瞬间，他都能立刻直觉地做最英勇的反应，这是生生世世训练的结果，是他的英雄本色。我曾在灵界瞥见贺锦丽的真身是4脚趴地的女豹魔，有令人心惊的豹女脸、尖牙、利爪与豹身。当时他立刻敏锐地觉察到，在豹吼声中扑上来撕咬，但他无法抗衡我，颓然而退。我本没有任何美国政治倾向，但震惊于所见，这样的恶魔竟能伪装占据高位。贺锦丽推出的围罪不罚，使得加州公然抢夺案件频传，商店行窃风潮导致治安败坏，原本美丽的州竟沦为大型犯罪场所。他大力支持堕胎合法化，为的是替恶魔党羽取得更多胎龄为食。若堕胎之人知道自己的孩子被堕后还要被恶魔分食，必痛悔不已。当贺锦丽的副总统人选华兹首次出现在新闻中，我用天眼难以置信地看到，他真身竟是3鼻猛犸象恶魔，也不是真的人类。这些真相或许会让支持他们的美国人感觉受冒犯，但在上帝面前，我不敢说假话，相信全球开天眼的人或可印证我所言。这场正邪之战已白热化，川普总统在演说中常言辞抨击贺锦丽，他也确实该如此，因为对危害世界的恶魔绝不能姑息。然而双方的言辞交锋仅仅是凡人所能看到的表象而已。我见到在无形界中，川普总统也对贺锦丽进行激烈的圣战。川普总统在灵界形象巨大，威仪赫赫，光芒耀眼，手持一把与他等高的银色正义宝剑，所有邪恶皆莫之能御。他在圣战中挥舞正义之剑，压制了贺锦丽，削弱贺锦丽的魔力，取得上风，令支持川普总统的天人阵营信心大振。立场偏颇的媒体报道虽常对川普总统不公，但当正义的旗帜扬起，就是地球人用选票相助川普总统的时刻，正义永远能战胜邪恶，因为至高无上的主必站在正义这方。台湾霍福尔摩沙的彩儿敬上。
闭上双眼，内在荧幕画面出现了地球上战争的场面，双方炮火轰击，一片火光与血光。突然，美国总统川普穿着黑色长版大衣出现在战场中央，他双手平举，做出阻止双方的手势。我看到他将成功阻止这场战争。然后内在体验的场景又变了，我看到天堂有无数的天人包围簇拥着川普总统，川普总统高举着双手跟大家致意，天人们都大声呐喊着
川普观音，川普观音，川普必胜。
原来川普总统是如此受到上天的福佑与支持。我又请问，但是一般人认为观音菩萨出现时会低垂眼帘，温柔说话，怎么样也没办法把川普总统跟观音菩萨联想在一起吧？这位男性天人听了我的疑问，哈哈大笑说，
我就知道你会代替地球人问这个问题。观音菩萨的化身无数，会化成你们所喜欢的样子到你们身边度化你们，不论是童男、童女、政府官员、画家、驾驶员等等，都有可能是观音菩萨的化身。川普总统的强势作风，正是目前地球所需要的拨乱反正的力量。在这个乱世，若是没有足够的定力与强硬的手腕，将无法解决这种乱象。愤怒观音是观音，慈悲观音也是观音，都将超出凡夫的想象。就像我们需要什么工具，它就变出来一样。切面包用面包刀，要旅行就有汽车、飞机，炒菜就用锅铲。这工具的形象没有一定，都是随应状况而变化的。现在就让我们来看看川普这位上帝的工具将会为地球带来什么新气象吧。我们推崇他，因为他的内心有上帝，我们给了他无限的祝福。愿你们地上的人类也支持他，保护他，让他能够行使天堂的意志。我诚挚地祝福你们。
我听到远方天使集体吹着长号角，为川普总统的竞选壮声助威。挺惊讶，在天上也有这么热烈的助选活动呀！长号角又发出几个短促的断续高音，我猜测这该不是巴顿将军著名的高音喇叭吧？忍不住就笑了起来。这时周边的天人都呐喊着，
巴顿将军，巴顿将军，川普就是巴顿将军，将横扫地球，踏破黑暗。我们为他助选，也是上帝的旨意。上帝的旨意势在必行，川普将势如破竹，请让我们拭目以待。
天堂乐队奏起军乐，川普被簇拥在大群天人中，带着可爱的微笑，举起右手不断地挥舞着。紧接着，很多天人换装，穿着笔挺的军服，排成4大列，进行雄壮的阅兵分列式，一边走一边喊着：
美国将再次伟大，美国将遵循上帝的旨意，行使神的意志，请您等着看吧，神的旨意必在地上浩浩荡荡地施行，无人能阻，无人能敌。
然后有一位司令大声喊着：
立正，敬礼！
所有天人都行军礼，向川普总统殿下致敬，他也回以军礼。我不是美国人，没有投票权， 却在凌晨一边看内在境界，一边录音记录这场天堂为川普总统举办的造势晚会。身为地球人，有责任将此公诸于世。愿地球上信奉上帝与佛菩萨的人们，即使没有美国投票权，也能为在天堂身份高贵的候选人祈祷。他们需要您的精神支持。上帝旨意必胜。
We too are infinitely grateful to the Almighty for sending President Trump to our world to be a beacon of light and dispel the destructive negative forces that wish to upheave creation. And we respectfully thank all who support Mr. Trump in his divinely ordained mission.
With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media. We will evict Joe Biden from the White House. And we will finish the job that we so brilliantly started. With your help, your love, and your vote, we will put America first, and we will make America great again, greater than ever before.
May the brave citizens of the United States choose wisely this November by rallying behind and electing President Donald J. Trump, recognizing that he is indeed their God-chosen commander-in-chief and the instrument for world peace in the everlasting grace of glorious heavens.
God bless you all. God bless you.
Vegan, cause the animal people bring us a healthier state of mind and body.
Generous viewers, it has been a pleasure to have you with us for today's program. Coming up next is Working Together in Silence, Part 8 of 9 on Between Master and Disciples. May each day bring boundless peace and love to you and your cherished ones.
Being vegan, having peace, doing good deeds. Life is a feast.